Welcome to another episode of the Talk Golden to Me video podcast show. Your host, Evan Golden, Golden TV, here in the studios, as always, at the Berman Law Group. We have a full studio today. Today is our great episode. It's kind of our Give Back Philanthropy Friday episode, so I'm excited to be having a full house here. Let me go to quad view for everyone that is watching and not just listening. We have guests from the Best Buddies organization right here from the Palm Beach chapter. We have Keith Borges, first and foremost, right here. He's stoked to be on the show. First podcast. So he is with Best Buddies. Then they brought two representatives. We have Macy Ramirez, who is the project manager of community engagement, and Trisha Williams, the area director for the Palm Beach chapter. Thank you all so much for taking some time away. I know this is a busy season. We got a big fundraiser going on, which I want to talk about, the Heroes of Inclusion. I want to learn more about Best Buddies. Some of our viewers and listeners actually never even heard of the Best Buddies organizations and what you guys are doing and the difference you're making. So I've been following and supporting this organization for many years now. I'm just excited for my viewers, our listeners now, to get engaged, start supporting the cause year round. And you guys also have just some amazing events. And when you see the difference you guys are making, you're certainly touching hearts and changing lives. So hopefully I frame that well enough with you. Macy, I know that you are kind of the community engagement, so I want you to engage with our viewers, our listeners. Let's just start off by telling everyone what Best Buddies is and all about.
So Best Buddies is an organization serving people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We do that through leadership, employment services, and our friendship chapters. Right now we have our school chapters, elementary, middle, high school, college. We're launching the Citizens Adult Friendship Program for 2020. That was what I was brought on to do. And then our employment services are very special in the way that they can follow a participant for their entire life and helps them do integrated employment that fulfills their goals, their skills, and it really benefits both those being employed and those employing our participants. And it helps them reach their inclusivity potential. And then our leadership program gives everybody the opportunity with and without developmental disabilities to work on public speaking, advocacy, leadership skills so that they can go out in the community and represent our organization and our mission as well. So.
That's great. And viewers, you could, if you want to join us online, bestbuddies.org. Trisha, you want to add a little bit to that as well?
Absolutely. So Best Buddies, really, it's the great way to get involved with this is there's so many ways. You can volunteer. You can help to find jobs for our participants. You can work within some of our committees that we have going on. And one of the things that we have that we're very excited about today, and I know Evan's going to tell a little bit more about it and how they're involved with us on it, is our Heroes of Inclusion Gala. So every year, each area has something called a Champion of the Year Gala. And what's great is that this really gives our community and especially our professionals an opportunity to meet and really pair off with our participants. So our participants are people with an intellectual or developmental disability, and these professionals work in the community with their what's known as a campaign manager, who is the person with the intellectual and developmental disability, to raise funds. But most of all, it's really about raising awareness. We want everyone to know what Best Buddies does, who we help, and really how you can help us. One more thing that we can add on there is that you can go to our website, which is bestbuddieschampion.org/Palm Beach, and you're going to want to look for the several different champions that you can actually support, and that actually helps to support us.
Absolutely. And let's segue right into that to my partner to my left, my good friend right here, Daniel Garcia, who is working with Keith. So he is working with him hand in hand for the Heroes of Inclusion as his campaign manager. You guys already did an event together. What was that like?
Oh, man, it was a beautiful event. So let's just start off by saying I walked in and I completely was flabbergasted by how beautiful everything was put together. I didn't know what really to expect. When I walked in, I was waiting to meet Keith. It was kind of a drum roll kind of a moment. I was asking around, where's Keith? Where's Keith? Where's Keith? He was kind of hiding from me. I don't know where he was hiding. But, as soon as he came out, Keith is just an amazing person. In general, he just lights me up, has a great attitude. We actually took about probably 200 to 300 pictures, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Very good pictures. Obviously, Keith is the one that makes it look good, but it was a great event in general. It was beautiful, well hosted. I want to thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
It couldn't have been any better. The outcome was beautiful, and on top of that, the awareness that you mentioned is really what matters. So just the simplicity of having that event and having those pictures being, blasted on social media, it brings awareness to it. So it was just overall beautiful. Thank you for having me. And Keith, you were hiding from me, but we met, and now you're my man.
And it seems that you guys have kind of now created a little bit of bond, and the friendship is there now. So it's going to be a great adventure that you guys are going to work together on this campaign. Obviously, we want to raise a lot of awareness. He's great on social media, but we're going to definitely get a lot of those funds. We're doing a special event in Halloween, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. But Daniel, is he everyone that you kind of thought he would be? Keith, you feel the bond? You feel the chemistry?
Yes.
That's great. And tell me a little bit about Best Buddies and what it means to you.
Well, Best Buddies is a great organization that's helping me with my job and everything, and helping me obtain my goal to get more days, more hours, get me cross-trained, home goods. And they also do, which I forgot to mention, every year they do a friendship walk.
Mm-hmm.
And people go. Last year they did one at Palm Beach the stadium. Yes, the stadium, the baseball stadium at Palm Beach Gardens, and we walked all the way from the stadium all the way down, and walked all the way down, took pictures with people, and visited all kinds of radio stations and stuff like that. So we had a great time, and everybody was speaking about Best Buddies and what Best Buddies does. So they have that every year, and it's a great thing.
You sound pretty thankful that you were able to connect with Best Buddies and what they're doing for you, giving you not just a job, a career.
Yes, and I do a lot of Special Olympic events. I do bowling, swimming, flag football, golf, softball. Now I'm gonna just started basketball, so a new basketball team called the Green Machine. So
Quite an athlete you are.
He is.
yes,
He is.
yes.
So we're hitting the month of October now. This is our big month to really push and raise a lot of money for the Champions of Inclusion. We're going to be doing a Halloween party. Have you figured out what costume you're wearing? What do you want to be for this Halloween?
Yes, I have a costume. Wore it last year. It's a good costume. I have my Batman costume.
Nice.
I got it last year.
That's a perfect match when we're talking for a hero.
Let me ask a question. How about Batman and Robin? How would that be?
Oh, that would be cool.
Because don't know what I'm going to be yet, so how about we be Batman and Robin?
That sounds good, yeah.
Love it.
That's a good partnership. I like that. So all viewers and listeners, outside of being able to donate right on the website, certainly go to our Fright Night fundraiser. We're going to be putting the word fun in this fundraiser. It's going to be at the Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek on Thursday, October 17th. And we have a costume contest as well. We're going to have some auctions, some food, drinks, music, some celebrity guests there. Carmen Electra's coming. I don't know if you heard her. Yeah. I told her actually a little bit about you, so she can't wait to meet you.
Right.
I don't know if you're a fan of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, but we have that cast coming from that show, and some athletes as well. You play a lot of sports. We got a lot of football players, a lot of basketball players coming as well. So it's going to be a great event. Certainly go there. Easy to find. If you just go right on Facebook and you type in Fright Night Fundraiser 2019, it will come up and bring you to our Eventbrite link so you can get tickets for that. So we're going to be supporting the Champions of Inclusion. And like Tricia said, our goal is to be the winner. So the more people could donate, obviously it's very appreciative. And it goes for a great cause. When you see what Best Buddies is doing and, putting job placement, and it's just so rewarding. And you two women that are with the organization, I always just see smiles on your faces. It's pretty rewarding. You love your career. You love your job, ladies.
Absolutely. To be able to work with someone like Keith is just really so fulfilling, because I see every day, people first they talk really about how they can help, but then a lot of times people really don't know how they can. And so for us to be able to say, hey, first of all, let's build friendships. friendships is something that we really take for granted. We think about the fact that, hey, you know, I have a friend from childhood, or I have a friend at work. Well, what happens when you're someone who maybe needs a little bit more help with the inclusion portion? And so Best Buddies really helps to build environment where we foster those friendships. And I know Macy can talk a little bit more about our citizens events coming up, and maybe even about citizens friendships.
Yes, so I'm really excited to be able to be a head of the project for Citizens, because I also just kind of graduated college, and so everybody, you know, in adulthood, how do you make friends besides, you know, work or the gym or what have you, maybe faith communities. I think that this is a really important program of what people start to wonder sometimes of what happens when my buddy grows up, or what is, you know, the rest of the life, the next step. And Jobs and Citizens really addresses having a fulfilling life in every category, and I really appreciate that we get to create community with everybody and teach everybody how to be a part of that. Citizens is going to be very similar to our school chapters in terms of like how the chapters are set up and how people can get involved. We just need really great businesses, community organizations, book clubs, what have you, full of people willing to be a part of those friendships and help us with that mission. And then for now, until our 2020 launch this fall, we have a lot of citizen socials just so that we can get everybody together, get them out of the house and get them going to FAU Hockey Club, fitness events here in Boca, things like that. So we can all just kind of have fun together during the weekend.
And people could apply to get involved in that and be a citizen, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
That's exciting. That's nice. I mean, you don't realize kind of the partnership and how rewarding it is, and you see these success stories. So that's awesome. Right out here on bestbuddies.org, and you could go to the citizens part of it. And I like that. You know what's great about your organization? It's the long term. It's for life. You never really kind of forget. So I like that aspect to it. Mm-hmm. That's great. And there's some great history behind Best Buddies. I know a lot of celebrities get involved. It comes from the Shriver family as well. So absolutely. I think maybe people would be intrigued to find out, you know, how it even got started, Best Buddies, kind of the vision behind it, the philosophy, who was behind it, and why they did it.
Absolutely. So Best Buddies was started exactly 30 years ago this year. We're 30 years old. We still look good.
Wow.
And we were started by Anthony Kennedy Shriver. Now that name might sound familiar to people who know the IDD community or even know the Kennedys. Special Olympics was started by his mother, Eunice Shriver. And so, you know, Anthony Kennedy Shriver thought to himself, you know, what if you don't want to play sports? Now, of course, Keith is very athletic and he's outgoing, but there are some of us who aren't sports people. And so how do you still make those friendships? And really, all of this came from their love, or his love, for his aunt, Rosemary Kennedy. And what's great about this organization is, even as a staff member, I have the opportunity to support our Rosemary Kennedy Fund. And we also, as a staff, little secret, we get a day off just to celebrate her birthday. And that's really how impactful this woman was in their life. Yes.
That's special. I like that. I was reading about the history, and I think it's nice when you see where it came right from directly there, and how it's kind of just grown. You guys are an international organization, not just even in America.
Yes, we are. We have over 2,000 chapters worldwide. We do have chapters in Haiti, Chile. We have chapters in South America, in Europe. And what is great is, again, it's really creating friendships for the over 200 million people worldwide that have an intellectual or developmental disability, and really kind of showcasing that. I want to share something that Daniel didn't quite touch on, but I really thought was exciting, was so in our colors that we share, the colors of Best Buddies, and I don't know if everyone can kind of see the logo on my shirt. It's a Keith Haring logo. It was created and really symbolizes friendship, but yellow is friendship. And so when Daniel came and he was looking for Keith, he was wearing a yellow cape that night. And so the yellow cape was a symbol of friendship, and of course that he is a superhero. But what was really special is that when we brought them up on stage, Daniel then took his cape off and gave it to Keith, in a symbol of the fact that Keith is really the superhero, having to deal with sometimes some really tough situations in our in our community, in our environment, and just really pushing forward to be the best that he can. And that's what Best Buddies wants to do. We want to stand by him to make sure that he's not only included, but you know what, people see his abilities, and he's got some great abilities.
He really does.
What that mean to you when he put his cape on you, when you're on that stage and everyone's staring at you taking your pictures?
It was unbelievable. Felt like a real hero, So, it was great, and felt like a real champion. So, that's good.
Absolutely.
It was a very good feeling.
Well, we're going to have a lot more of those feelings. We're just getting started on this journey. So I know Daniel's so excited to be working with you on this campaign, and he's got a lot of support as well behind him here at the Berman team. So we're definitely excited to continue making a lot more memories and make you feel like the champion that you are. And that's just one impact. Macy, maybe you want to just talk about, I'm reading here about just kind of your global impact, and some of these numbers are just staggering. I think when people realize how many people you guys have placed and what you've done, it's pretty remarkable. I think you guys should just be patting yourselves on the back of, how many lives you've changed.
Thank you. And what's really nice too is that Palm Beach is one of the newer offices in our national organization, and we've been around for 5 years now, and I think that 2019 and 2020 is going to be a really big year. We have a new program coming, and we have over 2,900 chapters in the world. We serve over 1.25 million people with and without IDD, and Palm Beach is such a large area. We have so much ground to cover, and I think the potential is really, really exciting. And like I said in this little statistic too, we serve people without IDD too. So people without disabilities, and the way that they can engage in leadership and friendship and creating inclusion in their communities is also very empowering for everybody.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities to get involved and support outside of just, financial contributions, which obviously are a key element, but so many great volunteer programs. You guys have so many with the Citizens Program, and you mentioned the balls, and obviously with just a lot of your different, initiatives. People can just take action without donating dollars, but donating their time. And by doing that, obviously, it just goes back to more awareness, more education, and just getting more people involved. So nobody should be left behind, and that's going to be our goal here for sure.
Absolutely. One of the ways that for those who are listening who have your own companies, we're always looking for more employers. We're excited to have several employers on board, and we're really looking for so many more because, again, I don't know if you know this, Evan. Do you know the statistics of people who are unemployed in the IDD community? I want everyone to kind of take a guess. What do you think it might be? Do you think it's 20%, 30%? Am I going too high?
I hope it's a lot lower than that.
Well, guess what? It is 81%.
Oof, that's alarming.
81% of people with an IDD, like Keith, want to work, and he is working hard. He's getting cross-trained so that he can be great at his job. And guess what? There are people just like him every day who are sitting on couches. We don't want our students coming out of our programs in the college level or even in the high school level and then doing what we call graduating to the couch. We don't want that. We want them to be gainfully employed, being able to be citizens, just really, giving back to their community. And so if there's any employers listening in Palm Beach County, anywhere really, find your closest best buddies and, find out more about really employing. And if it's something that you don't know if you can do, we have great employment consultants. I think you guys have met some of our employment
Yeah, I think when you
consultants
realize how
recently.
many amazing candidates that you have, I think that there's a placement for so many wide range industries. It's not just limited down to one specific arena or in a specific field. So absolutely take advantage of that. So Best Buddies, we appreciate what you both are doing. We appreciate this organization, this foundation, and our team, and certainly we're going to be supporting it not only after Heroes Inclusion, but for life, because we see the difference that you're making, and we want our viewers and our listeners, we encourage them to support, get involved, because there's so many avenues, like you said,
Definitely.
whether it's from an employment standpoint, donation standpoint, citizen standpoint, Betty standpoint, or of course coming to the fundraiser that we're putting on October 17th. So we appreciate all of your time. Keith, did you have fun?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what I like to
Special
hear.
Olympics is also doing, if you guys want to get involved, Special Olympics is doing next month, the Duck Dash.
What's that?
The Duck Dash is coming up. The Duck Dash is where we raise money for Special Olympics.
That's going to be nice.
We raise a lot of money. We get a lot of different prizes. One prize is $1,500. The prize, second prize.
Am I racing ducks? Do I have to find ducks? Am I flipping ducks?
No, they're little rubber duckies. We race down the lazy river for rapids.
Ooh, that's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Coming up November 5th.
Ooh, can I paint my duck gold so I know which one it is while it's racing? I like that. I want to get involved in that. Well, viewers and listeners, we appreciate your time. Please like, subscribe. Of course, it always helps our show and bring on wonderful guests like the Best Buddies team today. Certainly make a contribution if you can. Donations are key. So bestbuddies.org is the website to go to. Macy, Tricia, Keith, we appreciate your time. Daniel, what you're doing on Heroes of Inclusion. Let's keep promoting that. Let's keep going. I got some great pictures. Let's get those pictures posted now and give people ways that they could support, donate. And I know you got a lot of big plans and more surprises in store.
You know, I want to mention one last thing before we head off. Keith is not just a friend, he's a lifetime friend now. And that's, you know, what Best Buddies has included and has established. So I wanted to mention the fact that you're not just a friend, you're not just an acquaintance, you're a lifetime friend. So this program is overall one of the best programs I've ever been a part of. And I wanted to, again, say thank you. I'm going to continue saying thank you until we win. Keith and I.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
thank
beautiful.
you.
After Heroes Inclusion, we're still hanging out. And like he said, friends for life. I really appreciate that. Kind words. And I know he means that. So Best Buddies, we appreciate everything you're doing. And viewers, listeners, thank you for your time, for joining us on another episode of the Talk Golden to Me video podcast show. Your host, Golden TV, as always, from the Berman Law Group Studios. Thank you. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.